This is you. Hanging from a caving ladder 40 feet above Black Ocean. The cargo ship's hull grinding against your boots. A dead man dangling from your left hand by his collar. And somewhere 2 decks above you, your best friend is running out of time to stay alive. The radio in your ear has been silent for 4 minutes. In this line of work, 4 minutes of silence is a eulogy. But the story really began 6 days ago in a photograph that shouldn't exist, showing a face that was supposed to be buried. 6 days earlier. The briefing room on the USS Gravely smells like recycled air, and the particular tension that fills a space when everyone inside already knows the mission is going to cost something. You're SEAL Team 6, DEVGRU, the unit that doesn't exist in any budget line civilians ever see. You've been operating continuously for 2 years. Somalia, Yemen, the South China Sea. You are 31 years old, you feel 50, and you wouldn't trade a single day of it. Commander Reyes drops the photograph on the table. Anton Zeller, Austrian national, former German intelligence. Went private 8 years ago and built something ugly, the Meridian Syndicate, moving weapons and people across 9 maritime jurisdictions with logistics that rival small governments. Zeller is currently aboard the MV Adriatic Star, Reyes says, running south-southeast toward international waters. He is escorting 43 man-pads, man-portable surface-to-air missiles capable of downing a commercial airliner at 15,000 feet. If this transfer completes, those missiles scatter across 4 continents, and we never reassemble the picture. She pauses. Zeller also has a passenger. Your stomach drops through the floor of the Gravely and keeps going. Commander Daniel Dex Holt, your swim buddy from Bud S, the man who pulled you out of a burning vehicle in Mosul, who went missing 14 months ago on a solo intelligence op that Command still officially calls a training accident. Dex is alive. Zeller has him. Both come home, you say, before she can qualify it, before she can rank objectives. Both. Reyes holds her eyes for a moment, then nods. Your team, Dagger Demo Specialist, can build an IED from kitchen supplies in 11 minutes and takes personal offense when anyone implies he's ever missed a deadline. Ren, the unit's best close-quarter shooter, compact, controlled, terrifyingly fast. She cleared a 4-room compound in Helmand in under 40 seconds. She doesn't talk about Helmand. Spectre intelligence and navigation. Smarter than every room he's ever been in and disciplined enough never to show it. 4 operators, 1 ship, 1 window. It opens at 0230. The Gulf of Oman at night is black satin under a moonless sky. The Adriatic Star runs without AIS, dark ship, deliberate ghost. Your SDV cuts through the water 40 feet down. 4 of you in full combat, dive gear, weapons bagged, rebreathers, cycling silently. You surface 40 meters off her starboard beam. The ship towers above you, black steel and running rust, hull thrumming with engine vibration you feel in your chest. Mag hooks bite steel. You climb. 20 feet, 30. Hull slick with spray, arms burning. A guard walks his rotation above you. You track his footsteps through the metal against your cheek. Moving away, gone. You clear the rail. Roll onto the deck. Ren, Dagger, Spectre come over behind you in silence. We're aboard. You breathe into the command net. Beginning sweep. You split. Dagger and Spectre take the cargo hold, locate the man pads, prep demo charges. You and Ren go forward for decks. The forward hold hatch is padlocked. Ren's bolt cutters handle it in 3 seconds. You descend into darkness, flip to night vision, the world going green and geometric. Then you hear it, breathing, ragged but controlled someone working to keep quiet through pain. Decks, a pause that lasts a lifetime. About damn time. Rougher than you remember, quieter. But him, he's in a welded steel cage bolted to the deck, left arm broken and set wrong. Face a patchwork of old injuries. 14 months of Zeller's hospitality, written across every inch of him, your jaw locks. You file it, later. 40 seconds, and the bolt cutters have him free. He moves better than he has any right to, which tells you everything about who Daniel Holt is. Man pads are in container row 7, he says immediately. 0 preamble. Zeller's on the bridge. He has a dead man's switch biometric satellite uplink. His vitals go dark. The buyer network gets coordinates, and a pickup team launches. You need him alive and conscious. Can you move? I've been moving in my head for 14 months, Dex says. Watch me. You pass him Ren's secondary sidearm. He racks it one-handed, checks the chamber, nods once. Then your earpiece detonates. Contact. Dagger's voice, tight as wire. They made us at the hold. 4 shooters, more inbound. Automatic fire through the comms. An explosion sharp, confined, Dagger's signature work. Then silence. Demo is set. 15-minute timer. Be off this ship in 14. The ship's alarm ignites klaxon and red emergency light flooding every hatch and porthole. Boots hammering steel in every direction. The Adriatic Star just became a very hostile place. Bridge. You tell your team now. You come up out of the hold into chaos. 2 guards catch you mid-emergence from the ladder. No space, no angle, just bodies and violence. An elbow detonates across the bridge of your nose in a white explosion of pain. You work through it, purely mechanical. First guard hits the deck from a controlled throw. Second guard catches your knee, and then 2 of Ren's suppressed rounds that sound like a stapler and drop like a verdict. Up and moving. Dex comes out of the hold on pure adrenaline and 14 months of compressed fury. 1 bad arm, borrowed sidearm, and he is still the most tactically lethal man you've ever shared a confined space with, moving through the passageway like something stripped down to its essential function. External stairway to the bridge. 2 flights. Exposed. You take it at a sprint. Guards on the upper deck spin up and you go to fire and move, bounding in pairs. Ren and you leapfrogging while Dex holds the corner below and the deck becomes a shooting gallery. A round skips off the railing, 6 inches from your skull. Another catches your plate carrier, no penetration, but the blunt transfer lights your ribs up like a grenade and you absorb it and keep climbing. Because stopping is dying. Bridge door. Steel. Dog from inside. 11 minutes, Dagger says. Breaching charge on the hinges. 3 seconds. The door comes off and you're through the smoke before it clears. Rifle sweeping, threat assessing, and Zeller is exactly where Dex said he'd be. Standing at the navigation console, 1 hand on the uplink device, watching you arrive with the calm of a man who has been in terrible rooms before and survived them. His 4 personal security, former GSG-9, paid extremely well, have weapons trained on you from every angle. You have Ren and 1-armed Dex on your flanks. The geometry is a disaster. Seal, Zeller says pleasantly. Impressive entry. 9 minutes. Then Dex steps forward. Anton, he says. Something moves behind Zeller's eyes. Fractional. Almost invisible. Almost. 14 months, Dex says, voice perfectly level. I spent 14 months learning everything about you. He looks at each PSD in sequence, unhurried. Rodriguez cartel took your nephew 3 months ago. Zeller hasn't helped you. He won't. Next man. Petrov, 8 months of back pay. He's been rolling over since Gdansk. Next. Chen, there's a sealed indictment in Shanghai with your real name on it that Zeller has been holding over you since Macau. The bridge goes very quiet. The uplink requires biometric confirmation every 90 seconds. Dex continues. I watched you do it for 14 months, Anton. From a dead man's switch perspective, he tilts his head slightly. That's just a 90-second window. You feel Ren shift her weight. She's done the math. On my mark, you say quietly. Zeller's eyes move and the calculation shifts, and it's already too late for him. Mark. The bridge becomes a storm. You take Rodriguez 2 shots, stepping through the line of fire. Ren takes Petrov and Chen in a movement that barely registers as 2 separate actions. Dex puts 2 controlled rounds into the 4th man's kneecaps, non-lethal, deliberate, and is on Zeller before he finishes falling, stripping the uplink, jamming his thumb on the biometric pad. The device chirps, confirms, goes dark. Zeller slides down the console and sits on the bridge floor and looks at Dex with something that might, in a different life, be respect. 6 minutes, Dagger says. Move. You move. Dex zip ties Zeller. You take 1 arm, Ren takes the other. Dagger and Spectre appear at the bridge door. Spectre bleeding from a forearm graze he's ignoring completely. 6 of you pour out and down the exterior stairs and across the deck, suppress weapons clearing the remaining guards who are leaderless and scattered and making poor decisions. You cut through them without breaking stride, over the stern rail. 6 bodies hitting black ocean in sequence. The Adriatic Star lights up from the inside out 90 seconds later. Dagger's charges in the cargo hold fire in precise sequence. The man-pads consumed in secondaries that turn the hull into a lantern. The shockwave hits you underwater like a wall. You kick back to the surface, and the ocean is orange lit and churning, and burning debris is raining across a wide radius. You grab Zeller's collar before he goes under. The SDV rises silently beneath you 2 minutes later. You load Dex first. He sits in the crew bay, broken arm, borrowed sidearm, 14 months of everything, and looks at you. I knew you'd come, he says. I know you did. What took you so long? Above you, the Adriatic Star burns on the surface as the SDV dives into darkness. Traffic, you say. He laughs. 30 hours later, you're sitting on a steel bench outside the Gravely's medical bay, staring at nothing. Inside, Dex is already talking to the surgical team, already problem solving, already being Dex. Spectre sits beside you. Neither of you speaks for a while. He's gonna need 8 months before he's operational, Spectre says. He doesn't need to be operational, you say. He needs to be alive. You close your eyes. For the first time in 14 months, you sleep. The ocean doesn't care what you carry. It only asks if you can swim. Tonight, you could.